Hello and welcome back to the ESL ESEA Pro League Finals. We are live from Burbank, California at the ESL North American Studios, and we are going to go ahead and dig deeper into this matchup. It's going to be a big one. It's a matchup that I'm sure you guys are as excited as we are for. It's going to be EnVy versus Fnatic, and we've got two interesting discussion points right off the bat. Of course, these guys are no stranger to each other, but also we're going to be seeing an EnVy that has been described by a lot of people, both on the desk and at the caster desk as well, suggesting that they themselves have kind of fallen off a little bit, fallen out of favor, and have discovered that a lot of hard work needs to happen. I want us to touch on that first of all. I was talking to NBK before at the hotel, and he was just saying, actually, you know, we haven't spent much time at the gaming house, something like 2 or 3 days. Like, they've got this incredible opportunity to spend time in a gaming house, and they haven't. I mean, I don't know what it is, logistics, you know, general personal issues or whatever it is. They haven't had an opportunity to use that gaming house yet, and I think that could be playing part of it.
Well, he said they used it once, and he said it didn't go well when I spoke with him.
Is that what he said?
Yeah,
okay.
He's like, it just didn't go well. You know, the attitudes ended up just, you know, making it just a net negative on how they prepared for an event. I mean, Happy just gave that interview, and he said, you know, they have to find ways to be successful more consistently. Yeah. You know, they have to change some tactics up. They have to change the way they play a little bit to find, like, you know, you can't just always have those. You know, as strong as EnVy is, you can't just rely on, you know, eventually winning a couple ecos throughout a match every single time, you know.
But it is every single time at this point, yeah.
But like, you have to be able to find ways to win, you know, more convincingly. So yeah, they have some changes they need to make, but still an extremely strong team.
Well, we've got a gaming house discussion going, though. I mean, you've kind of tried both things. In fact, I remember distinctly one of the points we'd used to make about Cloud9 was they used to do these like 2-3 week boot camps in Europe and actually struggle to pick up results off the back of that.
Yeah,
so you've experienced it.
My experience with boot camping and living together in general is anything after a week is too much. People start going at each other's throats. People start complaining about dirtiness and you didn't clean this up, you didn't buy food last time. All kind of weird thing like that just have to do with living and not playing the game because you're always around each other 24/7. So eventually it becomes too much, and that's probably what the EnVyUS guys experienced. And they probably prefer the environment of just being online more.
And I mean, I think there's a lot of positives to it. Excuse me. Like, when you think about it, one of the main reasons boot camps happened, and I've had this point made before, is like you used to boot camp because your internet was rubbish, right? You wanted to all be playing on the same kind of connection, and that's the time of that's gone. So people are having their own space and kind of playing within their own environment, and having that is actually probably it's got some perks, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine so. Just being together as a single unit has a lot of benefits. Coaches and whatnot can utilize that a little bit more properly to just get the team together as more of a structured unit. But I think the problem is just you look at the personalities and the points that both of these guys have made. Definitely Pwn a lot stronger, and that life gets in the way a lot bigger. And I think it's better when these guys are again just separate to more degree, unless you have really strong friendships. Like I think CLG may be one exception to this because these guys are like a fairly tight-knit group of friends. But when you look at EnVyUS, I don't think that's really the case, and they just are better separated to some degree where they can focus strictly on the game.
Well, you said look at EnVy, let's do that. Why don't you walk us through that roster then, Blake?
Yeah, so of course we've got, I mean, the roster really needs no introduction. KennyS, Happy, Apex, Kyoshima, and NBK, all very well-known players within their own right. So everybody is fairly well familiar with them. A lot of very emotional players, which I think is going to play heavily into how they play today versus Fnatic. We even saw it to some degree yesterday versus Liquid, but we can talk more about that in a little bit.
I mean, I talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about it now, dude. What are you suggesting when you say that they were emotional even against Liquid?
Well, I mean, you look at players sort of like KennyS too. We saw that sort of on their CT side versus Liquid yesterday on Cobblestone, where unfortunately things start to fall apart. And obviously, I don't understand French, but you can sort of tell from the communication that things start to get a little bit flustered on that side once Team Liquid start getting back into the game a little bit more. And beyond this as well, Kenny too starts making a lot of mistakes. Like, he's not able to pick up the op as often, so he picks up this rifle and he starts making some very confusing mistakes where he goes for these aggressive pushes, gets himself into positions where he really should not be in, and then gives his life away because of that.
On the topic of Kenny, have you ever like specifically studied him when you've been trying to go up against his teams? I mean, that must be something you've looked into.
Typically, all of my teams have had a lot of success against Kenny, and the way we deal with him is we bring the fight to him. A lot of people are scared to go his way, but if you get him out of the game early and you're not afraid to challenge him and just straight take aim battles with him, which sounds very dangerous.
Sounds terrifying, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it sounds terrifying, but you have to eliminate the ways he can take you out. So you can't go at it kind of just crazy.
Willy-nilly is
what
we say in England.
You have to have some kind of strategy around doing it, but if you can get him out of the game, that's your best way of defeating EnVyUS, in my opinion.
Okay, I mean, how are you pressuring him? Like, I mean, we could talk about the maps a little bit. Just, you know, what kind of approaches would you take, say, on Cobble, where Kenny tends to just do whatever he wants?
Yeah, you have to I would honestly rush up towards the A-halls and take quick control of the end of A-halls with a couple flashbangs.
Right.
Just bombing flashes close, nade the close corner, flash over the wall so he can't up that other close
throw
angle, and
bodies
then
at
just quickly take the end of A-halls, force him into the A site.
Okay.
Just make him very uncomfortable.
And on the other side of things, another name that you're often going to hear when we do talk about Fnatic will, of course, be Olof. But let's talk about Fnatic first of all. You've got that roster that, again, needs no introductions. However, I'm going to do it just in case if you have just turned on and wondering whether you should care about these boys. Most definitely you should. I mean, they're holding the most major wins, and we're going to be seeing Crims, JW, Olof, Flusher, and Dennis, the newest addition. And that's another name that I'm sure we have to dissect. But I mean, Olof Meister hailed as the best player in the world, and I think he's going to be kind of defending that title here during the ESL ESEA Pro Leagues. And I mean, Jason, for everyone who may be uninitiated or just for your own benefit, can you explain what Olof has done to claim that title as world's best player?
He's just been a monster all through the whole year, and this is really just capping off his year. I mean, look at this ADR though, 128 damage per round. That's insane. Almost 2 kills per round, basically. Like, just so hard to deal with. And the way he does it, I mean, he's so strong. He's so versatile as a player. He can AWP, he can scout, he can use Tech 9s, he can use pistols. He's amazing with the rifles as well, but there's never a time where you're going to get him out of his comfort zone because he's just so good with everything. And he's fearless. And now that he's had this monster year, he's just confident in any play he makes. I mean, you see yesterday running through Molotovs to get double kills, and it just works for him. Situation where he's not afraid of Mirage to just walk out of halls in a 5-on-5 with no smokes or flashes. He's just like, all right, I'm going to go find a fight. Because he wins it more often than not. And it's so hard to stop that, now that this player has this kind of confidence against the best teams in the world, you just don't know what he's going to do. So you always have to be on your toes. You always have to think, if you let your guard down for 1 second on defense, he might be there to punish you. So it's very, very stressful to deal with as a player as well on CT side.
Yeah. It's so rare, to add on to what Jason just said, it's so rare to see someone with Olaf's skill have his knowledge of in-game rotations and just movement around the map from the other team. I'll watch him play, and I've dissected him a lot when I watch demos, and the way he moves around the map depends a lot on what his teammates are doing around him. He somehow has a very good idea of exactly what's going on in other places of the map and when he has openings to take 1v1 fights, and when he's going to get double teamed. And he'll never go out when he's going to get double teamed. He has the best game sense out of anyone in the pro scene right now.
It's that Fnatic hive mind.
Yeah.
And you see it right now in the current meta. Like even teams like TQM, even Envy with Happy. I mean, you have to have that one player that you're willing to let be solo, and he has to have such a good understanding of what moves his team is making and what kind of rotation that's going to cause in the opponents. What kind of, it's like that chess game. If you move your player here, where's the player on the opponent side going to go? What opportunity does that afford you to make on that portion of the map? And they're just so good at it.
See, what's so mind-boggling to me is that's the kind of thing I could do if that was all I had to do. But you also have to be playing CS and hitting shots, which is like this kind of crazy amount of brain activity going on for this, well, I was going to say young Swede. He's getting on now. I think he's about mid-20s. He's hit. I'm joking. I just wanted to hurt the feelings of a certain man on the desk. But yeah, we haven't heard too much from you, Blue. Talk to me a little bit about, but of the entirety of Fnatic, we are going to have to discuss Dennis as well, but I know that we also have to hurry up and start talking about maps. There's a whole lot we have to talk about for such a big match.
Yeah, I mean, overall with Fnatic, it's just they're a really strong, very solid group that's capable of working together as a really good unit. I mean, you go back to Olof Meister for a second, the timings and whatnot of his own pushes combined with the rest of the team, and we saw them play versus Conquest yesterday were just perfect. Yeah. He would always push in, almost always catching players from the opposing team off their guard, shutting them down, easily getting the advantage right from the beginning of the round, and from that point forward, it's just the entire team cleaning up the rest of their opponents. So it's a very strong, very capable roster, very confident roster too, because coming into today, again, they're not really worried about it all. They were just chilling out right here on this couch, so they're ready to go. They're not worried at all.
Playing rap songs as well, just so everyone's aware that Fnatic are now a up-and-coming hip-hop group. They're going to be expected to see another kind of This Is Fnatic dropping sometime next year.
I love talking about Olof as much as the next guy, but I want to bring up Crims because I think it's almost a crime that we haven't talked about him yet, because I think he's outstanding. He's playing really well lately, not only, but just, I mean, we've mentioned it at times when he's been dominant in the past, just still maintains such a good fundamental understanding of his positioning, his movement when he's in bomb sites, when he's in certain situations. He's just so smart, and it's almost like he never makes mistakes, and he's kind of that player in such an aggressive game as Global Offensive is, who can like find ways to be really super successful while being passive. And even when bomb sites are being taken, he's just so good at working the timing of his movements around certain pieces of cover.
Yeah.
And he's also got his new lucky hat on. He said the other one wasn't bringing him much luck on him, so he's gone and got himself a new one.
This
so
is working out well.
Yeah, we'll see. So far, so good. Of course, that was up against Conquest. Let's talk about the veto, though, boys. We need to kind of dissect that a little further. These teams, of course, have got so much available to them in order to kind of both anti-strat and to kind of understand where their strengths lie. But when they've got teams, you'd say they both have equally deep map pools, Sean? Would you say like they're more targeting their opponent than just trying to get the favorite? What's their approach here?
I think EnVyUS has a much deeper map pool right now than Fnatic. With that being said, Fnatic's strong across all the maps.
Yeah.
So
it's a weird one.
I'm saying that relative to each other.
Right. But I mean, walk us through this. This makes sense to you?
So yeah, absolutely. EnVyUS probably the best team in the world right now in Cbble, I would say. So obviously they're going to pick Cbble as their map. Fnatic had to veto Cash just because EnVyUS is so much more strong than them on that map. They took them out at the last time they played the major. Yeah, that's what I was watching. Yeah, Fnatic stomped them on Cash at the major, so Fnatic probably has that fresh in their mind still.
Right.
Fnatic picks Inferno. That's a very dangerous choice of a map, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see them choose something else. I mean, I know they played well against Conquest yesterday, but EnVyUS is a totally different beast on Inferno.
Yeah, and I mean the decider as well. We saw Mirage taken away. Train taken away, and we had Mirage as the decider as well. So that's what we just see. Both I think it was TQM, but we also saw Fnatic play as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have rather Fnatic pick Dust 2. I think the secret's out now that EnVyUS isn't as good on Dust 2 as they once were, and they showed that by vetoing it for the final map.
It's going to be a fantastic best of 3, no doubt about it, gents. Blue, your thoughts on the veto, and then throw us into your first prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a very competitive set. Inferno, actually, I think, could be a very good map for Fnatic. Just as a bit of a fun fact, ever since picking up Dennis, they have never once lost the CT side at half on that map as of yet. So we'll have to see if that will be the first time today. But looking at the first map specifically...
This guy, I like that.
Looking at the first map specifically, I do think it could be a strong contender for EnVyUS, but there was a lot of issues showing on their CT side, so I actually have to throw it over to Fnatic for this one.
Okay. How about you, Sean? Fnatic? Oh, nice. Okay,
EnVyUS for sure. So, are we only doing
just the first
map?
Just the first
no
map?
spoilers, come on, man. But
EnVyUS.
he's calling Envy. What about you?
I'm gonna give it to Envy on the first map. I think Fnatic's gonna take the series though, but I'll give the first map to Envy.
You cheated. I only wanted map 1.
I know. I just wanted to get it out there right at the
Listening
start.
skills.
I just want to get it right at the
This
start.
is the problem with NA. You don't listen.
Disclaimer.
This is
It's a quiet Sembler.
this guy. He's gonna.
More spoilers. He's just told you he's casting as well. This guy. You're ruining everything, Jason. But he's done half of my job for me. Let's go ahead and jump over to your casting pair. It's two men who rarely need an introduction, but it's a well-suited and booted Semmler and an okay for Flaren.
Wow, man. What's up, everybody? Shots fired, and I can't hear myself, so I don't know if I'm
I mean,
live
I don't
right
know
now or
why
not.
he's throwing punches. He's the one that burned his shirt off this morning from his iron.
There we go. Yeah, I know, Alex. There's actually pictures, Alex. So, you know, I don't know if you want to talk smack over there, because, yeah, we're just holding that over you. Now I can hear myself. Everything's groovy. And, yeah, we're going to be getting into this first map here. First map of the day, best of 3, upper bracket match between Envy and Fnatic. And to be frank, Fifth, I don't know where everybody's getting the idea that Envy are going to crush face.
I don't know. Like, I think that Sean is, I don't know if he's not getting in the groove of casting yet, but it's a little bit too nice, I feel like. I think that EnVyUS will have a very hard time to even get one map off of Fnatic.
Yeah, you're pretty firmly in the Swede camp right now.
Yeah, I mean,
No
the way that
surprise there,
the way that EnVyUS
You're
been
not
playing
EnVyUS.
as of late. No, but I mean, the way that EnVyUS been playing as of late, and just look at Fnatic, they were looking shaky during Frybite, but they are the better team.
Right now, yeah, I think we have to put it out there that both of these teams look shaky right now.
Yeah.
Fnatic, a little bit less so, but still, neither of these teams are really hitting that peak yet. So this could actually lead to some problems in a match like this, especially when Envy were looking a little shaky yesterday on their CT side. In particular, on that A site, that Kenny Apex combo, they've got to figure something out there because it wasn't working versus Liquid yesterday. One thing to say is that Envy, they had a little bit of a harder opponent to deal with, so also a bit difficult to get a real read on Fnatic because Conquest didn't really put up a fight against the Swedes. So now we're really going to get a first, real look here. 2 Tier 1 teams, top of the world, top 4 teams clashing, and we're getting into the knife here to decide who gets to start on which side. And I'll go ahead and ask you, Fifth. I mean, what do you think? Do you think that this knife is really going to matter who gets to start which?
No, not really. When it comes to, actually, it's the top 2 teams in the world, if you just compare to ranking, right? But,
Okay.
Just to compare to ranking, but at this point in time, I don't really think it matters. If you're a good team, you're going to have a very strong T side, and then it's all about the CT side, right? So, for most time, you see there, I mean, Fnatic winning the knife round and actually deciding to stay T, which is, I mean, I think it's a valid valid stay, valid side pick
Choice,
for him
yeah.
as well, because again, most of the times people, I always refer to this, but people don't actually consider this when you go into the first game of the day, where it's like you are going to be cold. Doesn't matter how much you warm up. It's the match feeling that you're lacking, right? And you want to get into the groove. Picking the T side on most of the maps, especially on a map like Cbble, I mean, it's always going to be better, because then you don't have to sit and hold angles, because you want to get into it.
You
right?
want to set the pace.
Yeah, and especially for these guys now, they've been waiting for 2 hours. They want to play. If they just sit there and they're stationed on CT side, it's going to be like, oh, this is boring.
Especially
right?
when their CT side it wasn't looking all that solid yesterday. They were definitely struggling,
yeah.
Envy. So they have to come up with something big here to start. They're going to have to bop Fnatic on the nose early on. And already we see an identical setup here from Envy as well in the pistol. Split up on the A side, 1 man in underpass, 1 man up in apartments. There is a bit of a push happening over there. That's Kenny going to be pushing to get info, but Fnatic, they're not having any of it. Straight into drop. They're putting a lot of pressure on fast here, the Swedes. They want to get into this fight fast, and so far the trades aren't really working for them. They are going back and forth, but Envy, they still keep a man advantage, and this is now going to get real tough. And Envy, they're going to get that start. Happy, really? Happy. The bait! He couldn't get close enough. All right.
Good hold by Envy. I mean, the NBK was just really baiting with the dual elites there, and by the time he got the first kill, he was just waiting, and then Happy. You see here, look at the crossfire here, where you have NBK and Happy just working together there at the drop zone. They're really good.
I mean, it's all right when Happy baits, because Happy gets kills when he baits, right? That's the
and
only
that as well. And
works.
keep in mind, now it's an eco. Happy loves the ecos, man. And
Time
he's
to get
gonna be
them
running
stats on the
around.
board.
Yeah. Same on T. You know, he's gonna tell everyone else to, stay stationed.
Boost me. Okay, no, now just like wait there. I'm baiting you. Like,
yeah. Or after I die, you can get him.
I love
Okay.
Kiyoshima also. This is actually an adjustment from yesterday. He's not taking a passive stance. He's actually getting right up on plateau. He's got that auto shotgun. Interesting choice of weapon. But the position is more interesting for me, because he wants to get aggressive. He wants to go ahead and deny that part of the map to Olafmeister. But already Kenny pushing out from A apartments. Long range spray with that P90, and he's going to get punished. Dennis will take him out with the dig. And so we're back into a 4-on-4, but Fnatic, they've been figured out. So they're going to have to change things up here. They're going to try and make Envy guess themselves a little bit here based on the information.
Yeah, but I really love the aggressive approach from Kenny there. You know, not letting Fnatic do what they want.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, he ends up going down. He gets the one, but he gets the information as well. So.
Spots that bomb. And that bomb is making its way back through connector. And look at this. This is the follow-up here from Envy. They get right out. They try and confirm. Apex goes for a push. He's going to get right up behind them in the hallway. And this is going to get nasty now for Fnatic. They're going to get pinched. Apex is going to be perfectly primed here to go rushing out, and the timing couldn't be worse for Kiyoshima to swap out for an AD. Gets punished by Olafmeister. NBK gets overwhelmed as well, and now it's going to come down to Happy and Apex, and Apex is there to save the day. Double kill for him, and Happy also alive. So now they have the bomb, Envy, and it's all going to come down to JW, who is lurking over on the A side. And, well, nice first shot. That was the key frag, and he's already aware of where Apex is playing from as well. Not sure if he heard a step. Otherwise, it's a perfect read on his part. He's going to be able to pick up that bomb and make his way over to the site with 6 seconds left. He's just going to get the bomb plant down. Apex trying to close the distance. He wants to rush up and put the pressure on, and he will win it in the end. But what a close round, and what a close second round here.
Yeah.
Fnatic, they came so close to actually picking it up.
Yeah, great save by Apex. Actually, just flanking, and that was the call, right? I mean, he decides to push early. Doesn't see anyone mid. Calls it for his teammates. It's one thing that Kiyoshima gets caught off guard there when he's just about to throw the smoke, but for MBK to rush out the way he did, that was, I don't know what he was thinking there, because you always want to, you never want to take a position where you can get shot from 2 angles, and he knew that that the Fnatic player was at the box, and then for any reason there could be another player on the left side, right? And that's exactly what happened. He ends up going down, leaving EnVyUS in a very bad position. Just wait, especially when you know Apex is 2 seconds away from flanking.
Yeah, this could be nerves, you know, a bit of a tough start for the day. Happy getting boosted up and Happy with the 2 kills.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, buddy. Get in there, Happy, man.
Happy.
I mean, he knows they don't have Kevlar. And now Kiyoshima, he went for the auto shotty again. He gets the kill on Olafmeister. Happy's actually been boosted up, so now it's going to come down to whether Dennis can figure this out. But Flusha manages to find the shot on Happy instead. And they're going to have to back up real quick. They don't have enough HP to go for the challenge. Apex dunks a nade onto Dennis, and it's going to be Flusha alone with the auto. Well, he actually ditches the shotgun. That's a little bit of a surprising choice. Okay, yeah, because if Famas is up here, he's going to be able to pick that up from Happy, so that works, actually. But still, no Kevlar makes this a pretty tricky situation, but still instant headshot on Kiyoshima, who took damage earlier from the first push, and it's going to be a 1v3 now for him. So we're going to see if he can actually manage to get out onto the site. Good pre-fire. Flush is so good at just predicting where his opponents are going to be, what the setup is going to look like when he comes around these corners.
Yeah, which is kind of weird to, like, if you just consider the position he has in the team, right? Because as you're saying, he's very good at predicting corners, actually getting those entries. You saw the entry there on Kiyoshima. Just if he was the first guy in for Fnatic, I think he could do a lot of damage. Now, sure, he does a great job in the position he's at, but that's the thing about Fnatic. You have so many, you have these players that can do a lot of you know, different positioning, and that's a strong point for him.
They're always a threat. Double nade close, just in case Happy wanted to go for a boost again. So Fnatic already trying to predict their opponent's moves. And Olofmeister, that's a bit of a big gap. And Kiyoshima, I think he figured that out. He's going to put some shots in there, and Olofmeister's actually going to get picked off by Happy. So that's always tricky as well. Olaf is just hoping that it's going to be like just close enough for a one-way smoke that he can take advantage of. But this time he's going to get punished.
Yeah, that's for Fnatic. I mean, being the man down here, you see there, just spreading out, having some control. Look at the push here from EnVy coming in from Kenny.
He's right up on the edge there of apartments, but he doesn't want to go through the smoke. So now, well, Fnatic, they're going to be trying. They're going to try and be as patient as possible. They still have a few nades to work with here as well, to make their lives easier if they decide to push out onto the B site. I mean, this is why Fnatic also want to come back to the B site. If they can get one kill on somebody, catch somebody out of position, it turns into a really nasty situation for EnVy where they have to worry about crossfires. And yeah, we can see JW just chilling out up here and drop. He's waiting for his moment to jump down. NBK with that smoke might prompt him to go for it. He's really thinking about it right now, trying to see if there's a trap set here for him. But he will commit. He's going to get out into drop, and it's going to be Krims falling first to Kiyoshima. Perfect headshot from him. Kyo still alive on the side as well. This is all he has to do. He's going to try and fall back, but the passive play actually comes back to punish him. And now JW, he's in the back ranks. Not a problem for Flusha. He takes the kill first, but that fell apart so quickly. What an aggressive push coming in from Fnatic. They get the punish on EnVy. And now it's going to come down to Kenny in a 1v2, and he's just going to get picked off at range. Fnatic, they peek together and win.
Yeah, and I was just about to comment on the fact that on Cobblestone, if you end up losing the entry, Olofmeister just walked out there, right? Thinking it's a one-way smoke, ends up going down for Happy's op. And then you're putting Fnatic in a situation where they don't really have that many options. They're basically forced to go B, right? Because B is the easier bomb site to hit. There, Kiyoshima got caught off guard. He got the entry, then he starts jumping around the site, and then they just storm the site, and all of a sudden, within 1 second, 3 EnVyUS players just ends up falling.
You gotta wonder about that as well. Sometimes you do have to just decide, okay, I'm going to stand my ground and take a shot.
Well, that was the thing for Kiyoshima, because he had a good position. He gets the entry. Then you have Happy a little bit further back. He is basically supposed to hold Kiyoshima so they don't rush him, right? That didn't really happen. He ends up just jumping around, trying to peek again, and then that's when there's a little bit of miscommunication there where Happy could have potentially just held his ground, held his left side, and then Kiyoshima just sticks the ground on the right side, and then you have a pretty decent crossfire, right? But a great job by Fnatic. I mean, taking advantage of the fact that the positioning from EnVy wasn't that great.
Yeah, that's also that no fear, right? They get into that hive mind, right? What we're always saying about Fnatic, where they just look like everything. They don't even need to communicate. Everybody knows where to look to find the shots. And, well, that was a pretty clear-cut example of it. No fear, straight-up rush, get the job done. And there is a bit of a trap set over here on the A site now. EnVy trying to predict Fnatic's movements, and they're actually pretty spot on at this point. And there's the peek from Apex. This is the bait, and it might be enough to draw the attention. Flash in, Kenny finds the first headshot, and Kiyoshima the second. Bomb is dropped now as well, and this is getting nasty. Backstab comes in just in time here for Flusha, but the damage has been done. EnVy, they still have a man advantage in this situation. And Olaf, he's going to try and turn things around by just rushing in here, taking that straight-up fight. Happy waiting around the corner, though. He doesn't have a target. And this comes down to Flusha, and Olaf, and Kyo hits the first shot. He takes out Olofmeister. But this leaves Happy alone, and he's going to get the job done. Look at that, though. That's when the bait works. He just sits there. Flusha has no idea that Happy is close.
They had 3 members, and we had 3 members in middle, and they were all baiting for one another. I mean, that was beautiful. That was great. I mean, you saw the Expo Flash coming in, and we get the 2 entries. Fnatic just trying to make the best of it. Flusha pushing into the side hallway. Gets the frag, and then by the time, it ends up in a 1-on-1, but Happy has not even made a move the whole round. He's just been standing there. Obviously, for Flusha, it's like, they can't be 3 just baiting in mid. No way.
Right? It just doesn't make sense. And then for Happy, it's like, hit. And, well, it is going to be the force buy from Fnatic. They don't want to let EnVy recover from this. They know how close a round that was. Still, an eco-round win here for EnVy actually means that they have all the money in the world. They have the double op set up, and Happy was very effective with this AWP on the A site yesterday, so we'll see if he'll be able to keep that up. Olofmeister getting real close to drop, and he's going to get shut down by Apex. Bit of a lucky shot there. But just... this is actually really crazy, just how close Fnatic keep getting with Tech9s.
Yeah, it could have been even closer, actually, because MBK, he actually got saved. I think from Apex. If he would have gone down, it would have been a 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Right, so that was very close. So you see here the tendencies. Yeah, sure, it's not easy to hold the B bomb side. That's why most teams, take advantage of that. But when you cut it this close, I mean, look at EnVyUS economy. You know, they've been losing a lot of members. You know, they want to eco again, but you're in a situation still where if Fnatic ends up, now they're actually saving, but let's say they were to end up winning this round, then Envy, again, you're forced to force buy or you double save.
Yeah, you're wrecked, basically. Yeah, no money left. And now Olafmeister right on the edge, and kioShiMa, he actually put some shots through. Does manage to tag up Olaf. Nade is going to be there to greet Olaf as well. He's down to 33 HP. Now, while this is pretty much a hard eco coming out from Fnatic, they have a Deagle, a couple P250s, but that's it. No nades to make this any easier for him, so Olaf is going to be able to escape there. Somehow Crims finds the headshot on NBK, though, and that's going to give a rifle up. Yep, gets tossed up to JW. So they have the firepower, Fnatic now, or at least a little something to work with. And a minute left. Apex there to take out JW, so I'm praising them for, you know, having an M4 to work with, but it is going to get punished right off the bat. Dennis is up close, and Apex all over the place. He will take one with him, but again, Fnatic getting that damage in.
Yeah, especially when it's basically a full save. Only P250 had a Deagle as well. Ending up killing 2 Envy players. If they get anyone else here as well, that's just great. It's a great eco.
Yeah, this comes down to the communication here. Kenny's got to keep his cool, and he's missing shots. Kenny, this is an eco! How do you let him get close?
They have the bomb side now as well.
I mean, no Kevlar, and Kenny just wants to use that AWP. He gets punished. Olaf down to 1 HP. But with an AWP, you hit that first shot, it doesn't matter. And Dennis with the M4 as well. They've got the firepower here, Fnatic. There's the shot, and Keo, magnificent. Manages to pick off Olafmeister before he can have an impact. It's going to be Dennis now trying to hold his own, but without that Kevlar, getting into a spray battle is not going to work for him, and he will get overpowered in the end. But still, 3 kills and a bomb plant,
Yeah.
Fifth.
I mean, that's more than expected, especially on a map like this, right, when you actually need the smokes, you need the flashbangs. Getting the first kill, okay, fair enough. But you see, I mean, Kenny leaving himself all on the A bombs with the off, you need to take the long angles, right? Because when they get close, even if you don't only has a Glock here, you know, he's in a very, very tricky situation there.
That is Olaf, though. That is just brilliant. Switching to the burst as well.
Yeah.
Just, nasty.
Yeah, and again, like as we're talking about, like this is not something Fnatic really expect to get 3 kills and a bomb plant. Look at EnVyUS money, right?
Well, right now I think we have just a little bit of
oh,
what is
I'm actually
going on.
controlling this now. Woo! Let's go,
Are we the
guys!
observer? We're the observer now. Okay, boys.
Wait. Okay, here we go. Yeah, bros.
All right, so just quick swap over, guys. Now we're actually on our PC. Fantastic. Yeah, buddy. No pressure, bro. Don't miss a frag.
I've never done this before. I'm not an observer.
Quick, change spots, bro. Change spots.
Oh, wait, what are we watching? Okay.
We're watching Olaf. He's playing over at Plateau. JW is going to find NBK. We don't have the minimap right now.
Yeah,
so
why do I not have the minimap?
bring up the big map.
Wait, okay.
All
Let's
right,
just do it like this.
So,
this is a lot better.
Apex, right? You know, hey, this is how you can do it as well, right? As well, Apex tries to push through A halls. He's going to get caught. Good passive hold there by Fnatic to make sure that when Envy take the risk of trying to get the info, they're going to be ready and waiting to pick that shot up and just put more pressure on Envy, who are now so spread out across the map.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look at Kenny. I mean, he has to make a move here with the op as well, going very aggressive. And for Happy and Keo, I mean, Happy's really low as also he has the op. So in this situation for Envy, it's all about Keo. He needs to get the 1 or 2 frags entries here and then just try and hold with Happy getting the op kills, because Kenny he needs to take a gamble here, and he's so far out, right?
Yeah, and Dennis is creating such a great diversion. Kenny is calling for the rotation. His mates are heading over to the A site, and that's the wrong place to be. kioShiMa getting caught by JW, and Fnatic, they push right behind it. And this is also coming off of Olafmeister. We saw it on the mini-map, right? That Keo gets flashed in, he peeks on Plateau, he doesn't see anybody there, because Olafmeister doesn't even take a shot. He just sits there, lets Keo think that this is empty, and then Fnatic have an easy way onto that B site. No chance for Envy to actually come in and contest it. But this is just a round where nothing really worked for Envy. They got picked off one at a time.
Yeah, and as I was talking about before, right? You know, Kenny saving the weapon, but look at everyone else. Apex, $50. Happy is the one that has a lot of money in his bank, but MK, $200 as well. Getting the loss bonus here, $1,400. They're, yeah, I mean, it's Envy. They're gonna buy probably. You know, they have an up. Well, now Kenny ends up going down as well, but I mean, this is what Envy's known for, right? They make the best of the money that they have. So we'll actually see Happy straight up buying CZ and armor and an aid. So he was the one with the most money, though, so it does make sense. But as for everyone else, this actually, for Envy, I'm never surprised when they end up buying. And now they're actually taking their calm. They're in the lead. You don't have to throw away more rounds. You just you know, safe. Let's just do one eco, and then we can buy the rifles, right?
Exactly. We can get in on the FAMASs, you know, try and go for some kind of mix. And, well, for Envy as well, it's good that you say that they're in the lead because they do have 6 rounds on the CT side already. And how you usually see, you know, Cbble break these days is like 9-6, right, going towards the T side. So now it's all gravy for Envy. Whatever they can get past this point is going to be nothing but good. So
yeah.
Happy he's gone ahead and invested a little bit here, and they're going for the gamble as well and be stacking up on that B site, making sure that Fnatic, well, they're going to pay if they try to come through here.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at the stack here from MV Keo. Great position. We do have the mollies, and that's where, I mean, that's the whole area where you tend to Molotov off, so Keo's going to be stuck in a bad position, unless he just tries to dodge it. Because Envy, again, very good positioning. If they end up going B here, they're very fast on the rotate.
It's Kenny's position that's nasty as well, because with those Molotovs, you can get rid of the player up on big box, unless you just want to challenge him straight up, which is, it looks like that's a risk that Olofmeister's willing to take right now. They know that they've lost drop-down room now, it looks like, and Olofmeister's going to push forward. He takes out Apex. Shot from Keo with the dig, though. He's going to take out Dennis. But then 3 kills coming in quickly there for Fnatic, and they should be able to get control of this site, although Happy lurking by Connector is going to pick up the kill on Crims. Flusha comes back, and now Happy stuck between a rock and a hard place. Still taking that fight. JW with the wall bang, though, is going to get the job done. But, yeah. I mean, still, good damage dealt there by Envy.
Oh yeah, for sure, and thankfully our observer is back, because I was having a very hard time. I didn't even have the minimap. I was like, what am I doing here? Props to our observers, obviously, because that's way harder than it looks.
It's not an easy job.
No, they're doing a great job, and I would not be wanting to be in their shoes, because obviously I'm horrible. I think I missed every single right.
And we have the minimap again too. It's
yeah,
like really hard as well. You know,
yeah,
when you don't have the minimap.
I don't. Yeah. It's all good.
I mean, you know, guys, we're actually going to look at CS the way it's supposed to be off the scoreboard and the big map. You know, it doesn't matter how the frags happen.
Exactly, right?
There you go, guys. You know, just a little bit of perspective, change of perspective.
Yeah, and again here, you know, Envy decided to save the next round. We are talking about a double save here, where you know you do have Happy with the CSAT and the armor, but Kenny getting the entry and the AK.
It's not too bad, but then man, Olofmeister's just there to ruin that. Keo, Apex getting picked off. Crims immediately pushes into drop-down room, get that pressure onto NBK, and he's ready for Happy this time. No surprise for Crims. He's going to be able to pick up that kill fairly easily. And now it comes down to Kenny, hoping to get a lucky shot through, but Crims just shuts him down.
Yeah, Fnatic only losing 1 member. Crims, great job by him. Do you hear the music, by the way?
Yeah, I still have the music in my ears. I'm wondering if that's going out onto the stream or not.
Oh, probably, yeah. I mean, I'm getting a little bit more. Yeah, I'm getting super hot over here.
You're always super hot, bro.
You smell good, someone.
Really?
Yeah, no, I like how you smell.
It's the French side, you know, it's in the genes. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, but here we go. I mean, we have the full buy on Envy now. Kenny has with the op. He only has a smoke grenade though, and
yeah,
that's what he's known for.
But yeah, exactly. Him with that AWP, that's all you want. It's Apex staying alone on the A site though, so this is all on Apex, and he's pushing into lower. Exactly, pushing into ramp just to see if he can spot anybody out in underpass. In the meantime, it's still 4 players stacked up on this B site. This is an early play coming in from Envy, and it looks like Kenny managed to get the leg shot onto Olofmeister, who was trying to go for the spray, and again, the shot through. Not going to get it, though, Kenny, and he gets dropped down to 42, so he's got to be a little bit careful now as far as how hard he wants to challenge. Keo has the option to go up on a plateau, though. He could go for that play, but doesn't look like he wants to. Might be playing it a bit more passively here.
I mean, when you have 4 members on the B bomb side here, you want to lure them in, kind of how EnVyUS did in the middle on their eco, right? Or so you lure them into the little trap, and then you set up for a great crossfire, and you just lock the site down.
I mean, 40 seconds left, and they've still got a decent nade count. MBK still has a smoke to use as well. So that could go up on a plateau if they really wanted to try and mess with Fnatic a little bit more. Instead, they're trying to set up the crossfire here, Envy. Fnatic have been putting a lot of attention onto drop-down room, and they've been pretty successful so far. So it looks like Envy are going to finally try and figure out how to deal with this. Both smokes going down to block it out, and JW has nowhere to go. Flashes as well. And while the bomb is going to get down into drop, and is this really, like, Envy, they get baited into a rotation. Double kill coming in for JW. He catches Kenny and Happy both out in connector. And Kiyoshima, he will find the kill. And somehow Apex and NBK, like, they're holding the line. Somehow Envy, they make up for all of this. Crims, though, is still going to get a double kill and a bomb plant. And we're into a 1v1 now. Kiyoshima rotates into a nade, gets dunked, down to 11 HP. And Crims, he's still looking really good here. He's actually going aggressive. He wants to get up close. He's hearing the steps. He goes for the pre-fire. And now will not get the shot. Keo, he had only 1 shot. He had to hit the headshot, and he pulls it off, just barely.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to call, like, for Fnatic, they're taking their sweet time. Looked like a little Navi round there with 20 seconds left to go. Ends up, you know, bomb going down, and Crims saving the round to begin with, and then leaving it to 1-on-1, getting the bomb down, and headshotting Kiyoshima through the little truck. Great clutch by Kiyoshima. Like you said, he needs to get the headshot, and he did.
Only option, right? Like
Yeah.
if he goes for a body shot, Crims is wrecking him. Like, he only had 11 HP there. But that is a huge round for them to win. Now EnVy get up to 7 rounds. They keep that pressure up on Fnatic. Fnatic, though, they've got great money. They can still afford to get whatever they want. And I'm surprised to see JW even going for an AWP here. We haven't seen this yet. So a little bit of the pressure early on here on the plateau. Switches it up with Olafmeister. But the smoke's going down pretty much makes this ineffective. So you got to wonder.
Yeah, I mean, you know, EnVy's been doing a great job throughout this half. They've lost 4 rounds in total, but 2 of them were when they were saving, right? So far, very good seed side from EnVy.
Yeah, they really have actually. I mean, they found the confidence somehow.
Yeah, man, you look at the setup, right? They believe in Kenny, they believe in Apex. Just to hold the A bombs up by themselves, so they can keep the 4 guys complete. You don't even see the rotate coming in at all from EnVy. Just keeping the 4 members around the B bomb site.
Well, the change, yeah, exactly, and the change is also like Apex and Kenny not pushing as aggressively as they did yesterday versus Liquid on the CT side, where they were really constantly pushing into underpass, trying to challenge. We've only seen Apex go for a couple of pushes this time, and that when he already had the info, perhaps that Fnatic weren't there. Now Fnatic just going to go straight out onto the plateau. Very cut and dried sort of approach here from them. They're looking to find somebody out of position here for EnVy, but Kiyoshima holding so passively. Happy close to the box, and NBK Kyo both getting the first kills. Dennis somehow finds the headshot on Kiyoshima, but this is going to be too good here for EnVy. They play it perfectly in the end, and they even deny the bomb plant.
And look at the difference this round compared to the other A hits that Fnatic did when they were, you know, down 1 member. Olaf ended up going down entry in the former round, and then the positioning that EnVy had on the A bomb side or the B bomb side was horrible. Compared to this round, this was great. Kiyoshima got their frag, ended up pushing back, and DK got the frag. You know, they were helping each other. You didn't see that the previous round, so they are getting in the groove now. EnVy with yet another round. Fnatic can still buy though.
And I was just thinking this, like EnVy, they've got to be wondering when Fnatic are going to try and change it up and go towards that A site. And so now they're actually going for a bit more of a catch-all approach. They had Kenny on the A site early, there to support Apex, and only the 3 players on B. So this turns into that game of chicken now, which Cobblestone, I mean, sometimes it does. Like Luminosity, DreamHack Winter, they literally hit B site like 13 times, apart from like 2, you know, A rounds that they threw in there just to mess with their opponents, because it turns into a guessing game. Yep. You keep hitting B, and you keep forcing Happy to guess, okay, when are they going A? When are they going A? And what do I call for to be in position to deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, the calls are like, okay, well, they haven't gone in for like a few rounds, watch out for A. And then you end up doing that every round and just become paranoid, right? You don't play your own game. You're trying to adapt to theirs.
You're trying to predict.
Yeah.
Well, that's a tricky game. You know, sometimes it doesn't really work out. So we have a different setup here for EnVy so far. Kyo boosted up on the box. That is a go-to. NBK playing support basically for him, making sure that Drop has at least 1 pair of eyes on it. And Fnatic, they continue to wait, but Crims has got down into drop-down room. So he is in position. Nice flash there onto Crims. Unfortunately, no follow-up there from EnVy.
And Dennis just running up mid here.
They're doing it once again, so they don't have the info apart from Dennis. And then he hits a beautiful headshot onto Kenny. NBK not expecting the second man in there, so Crims picks up an easy shot on him. Dennis pushes into connector, takes out Happy. It's going to be Kiyoshima just caught in a crossfire on the A side. He gets overwhelmed, and now it's down to Kenny, the last man alive. But with 6 seconds left, that bomb gets planted, and there's nothing he can do. He's too far away. He needs to save this AWP.
Yeah, 1-on-3. Look at all the nades he has. He has everything. You don't want to give this up, right? Fnatic, it was a great round by Fnatic. It just EnVy playing it very passive that round. Then he's just coming straight up mid, forcing the rotate coming in from EnVy. EnVy already had 2 members on the A bomb side, forced another one, gets the member on the A bomb side, and then the rotation came in, and Fnatic just took advantage of it right away. He just hit the B bomb side, got the bomb down. Only 1 member from EnVy trying to hold that position, right? And then for Kenny, you know, he's forced to save.
He's just going to sit here with that smoke, no problem at all for him.
Yeah, and EnVy is still money is still very low. I mean, you have around 3.2k coming in from pretty much every single member from the EnVyUS side, except for Happy. He had 2.1. He already bought, as he said, and that's it.
Yeah, it's I mean, EnVy are still they should still be feeling pretty good going into these last 2 rounds of the half. You know, they go for a half, just a half by playing off of Kenny's op in this round, and then they'll be able to set up for at least a decent 15th round. But now this is where Fnatic decide to pull the trigger for the A site. They've changed it up. They get into underpass very quickly here. Apex is going to be right on the other side of this smoke. He sees JW coming. Thank you, sir, for that AK. and he knows that a second man is there as well. He gets through the smoke. Somehow, Apex is making this work up in the A halls. And Kenny got the pick on Olafmeister, who was on underpass as well. So Fnatic, they decide to change up their game, and they get punished hard.
Yeah, great job by Apex, actually staying alive. Oh,
Well,
jinxed.
Crims is not having that. Let's see, we have the rotation coming in. They've spotted the bomb. Envy, they know that this play is coming through. And this is all down to Dennis. He was so successful in the last round, and he's going to find the kill on Kenny again. Double kill for him. Wiped out in the blink of an eye. Envy, they have nothing left on the A site. They're going to be able to get this bomb plant now, Fnatic. And it comes down to NBK and Kiyoshima rotating in, and, well, just Kiyo now. Last time he was able to pull this off, it was a 1v1, but this time he has an AK to hold on to. He has the Kevlar as well. This would be a great gun for him to save for the next round. And long spray battle with Dennis, wins it, but Flusha's close. He's got 10 bullets left. Can he stay alive? No. Crims is there to catch the angle. And it's going to be 6 rounds on the board for Fnatic.
Yeah, Danny is so smart there, just walking up all the way left side of the truck. Ends up getting team flashed. I was like, okay, let's hope that he doesn't actually spray it. Look at this. Both of the EnVyUS players are just trying to have crossfire towards the bomb side, not really paying any attention towards the CT spawn. Saved them. Fnatic saved Dennis saved them the round there. I mean, if he didn't do that, they would just end up losing.
Twice. I mean,
yeah.
He's having such an impact on that A site. The round before that, the pick onto Kenny, that started the rotation.
Yeah.
Well, Envy, they're getting wrecked by Dennis. So at this point, Happy again with the boost. And he does get punished for it in the end. Drop down. NBK takes some shrapnel damage as well.
And JW doing JW things.
Yeah, he's going to be happy about this. With that sawn off, if they're already low, nearly takes out NBK. Happy there to take out Olafmeister. That was on plateau. And the push begins here for Fnatic. They've committed to this. Bomb is going to make its way out. Crims is there to take out Kiyoshima. JW up close takes out NBK. And it's now a man advantage for Fnatic going onto the site, and they're just dominating at this point. Envy, they can't seem to put a stop to this. Apex, though, 1-2. That's the best that he'll do. And it's going to be down to Kenny in a 1v2 now, rotating over from that A site. And not the best weapon either, just a FAMAS. So Crims and Dennis, do they realize this? So far, it looks like they're thinking that this might be a plateau play, but they did plant safe, and then they peeked together. Nothing Kenny could do.
Yeah, I mean, great plant there as well, just playing it safe, right? I mean, if you had plant regularly there, Kenny could have just potentially just killed off the bomb planter, leaving it in a 1-on-1, and then you have the box to work with, just being very sneaky. So I think overall, I mean, for Fnatic, it was looking really bad in the beginning. It was Envy was 6-1 up, and then Fnatic just clawing it back into it. 8-7 for Envy, moving into their T side now. And I mean, yeah, you know, Dennis again was a 2-kill. He saved Fnatic this whole half.
Yeah, I think so as well. As far as Crims is concerned, yeah, sure, he came close. He had like some good kills, good plays. Olafmeister, strangely enough, was a little silent, it seems, not having that huge impact that we kind of expect from him. Only sitting on the 8 frags, whereas the rest of his teammates are in double digits. But then I guess if he's taking point on plateau every time, he was the one going to get picked off or at least be at risk.
I mean, look at this, three nades coming in from Fnatic.
Are they expecting the straight rush? Or do they put these nades straight into plateau? No, they put them double nade up into drop. Clever stuff. That's a nice change. And yeah, well, as far as Fnatic are concerned now, they've also gone for a bit of the catch-all. They threw in just a little bit of a trick there with the HEs, but then they spread out across the map, and now they're just really trying to figure out who they can spot. And while 2 guys spotted here for Flusha, that should be enough of an indication. And the rotation is going to start coming through here. Man into Connector. JW misses his shot, and he's going to lose control of Connector at this point. Happy, he can pressure. He can stop this rotation cold. 3 players sitting on the other side of this, and Happy, he's got control of the situation. First spray, spots 1 going into Connector. The second man could follow, but he takes out JW, and now they're in a perfect spot here. Olafmeister is going to end that, though, and Crims takes out Happy as well. So despite having the info, Envy aren't able to capitalize. Kenny's staying alive behind the big box, and that's going to leave Crims now in a 1v2. He's got the kit, but he has no Kevlar, and he just has to hit headshots at this point, or he's going to get overwhelmed, and it's not meant to be. Kenny will find the last kill of the pistol.
Yeah, Fnatic actually take a gamble there. I mean, 3 nades and not really armor, and then you saw, as soon as the first Fnatic member went down, Flusha was all alone on that B-bomb side, just getting swarmed by EnVyUS players. You know, it was a little bit too close in the, at the mid stages of the bomb plant there when EnVyUS decided to push. You don't need to do that. You end up losing 2 members, leaving in a 2-2, and then for the remaining 2 EnVyUS players, you know, they managed to hold. But you know, yeah, I understand you want to be aggressive, you want to show no mercy, yada yada yada. But when you have the bomb down, you want to play it safe, right? You want to make sure that you have your grounds covered. You don't have to rush to your death.
Yeah, you have your angles, right? And Happy had it. I mean, Happy also. I mean, the way that it worked out with Fnatic's setup, he was holding off 3 guys from rotating onto that B site just by sitting at window. That was nasty stuff. This is just going to be the 4 spot coming out from Fnatic. No surprise there. And well, they are getting punished for it a little bit. They get just pummeled and dropped. Keo just launches himself onto Dennis, takes him out right off the bat. And now it's going to be Crimson JW. Crim's in a bit of a clever spot though. He will win versus Keo. But now there's the info. They figured out where one of these players is going from, and Happy, he's in connector. If JW runs, he's close enough to hear that. And yeah, JW stepping. So Happy's going to be in a prime spot here to get the backstab if he wants.
Yeah, and he didn't get a single frag this eco, so I mean, he's
hungry,
hunting.
man.
Yeah.
This is not acceptable.
Where are they? I need the last two guys. There we go.
There we go. The
okay,
gangsta.
I got one. I'm happy. You guys can have him now.
He's like, where my stats at? Where my stats at?
Oh.
Scary, JW.
He's like, hold. Oh, God, it's fine.
JW's movement is so just beautiful.
It's nasty, especially on like, I don't know if you saw the clip on Dust 2 where he just basically gets boost up cat, just bunny jumps down towards the box, gets the kill and just jumps away. It's like, what?
I love it, man. Him and Forrest both. Like, Forrest has also got some of that old movement coming back where he just glides.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the movement, hard to hit. And yeah, for EnVy, I mean, you have both situations here for EnVy where you end up winning they won both the pistols and they have not really lost a single eco yet. So, and that's great from EnVy.
That is impressive.
3-0 in the beginning of the match, and then now moving into their T side and 2-0, potentially just about to win the third one as well. So it's basically 6 free rounds that you get from winning the pistol.
That's their map to lose at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's it. They have the advantage there. They've had it. Flusha doing Flusha things. He's just gonna wait. Ah, surprise! And NBK's fast enough to shut him down, but that was close. You gotta love it when Flusha's one of those players who's just got the best trigger discipline in the game. Like he just reads the situation so well. And well, he lays a trap, but if he had a P250, if he had anything apart from a USP there, that man was dead 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, look at this.
So nasty.
Yeah. And here we go. First weapon round coming in from Fnatic. No kit on any Fnatic members. You know, they do have the smokes. Not a lot of flashes to work with. So now it's just all about pure aim. Making sure that EnVy, they don't get a sight. They don't get a sight. Just work together here. We can't really help you with flashbangs. Just, you know, hit some headshots.
And Flusha, he's okay. So again, catch-all approach. They haven't figured out which way EnVy want to go yet. If they want to get towards that A site early on, or if it is going to be the all-out B approach here from the Frenchman. So Flusha, Olafmeister hanging out over on the A site. Flusha, though, he's starting to get an inkling. He's going to start moving around here. He hasn't heard anything just yet. So it is going to come over here towards the B side. And Olafmeister, he's holding close to connector so he can rotate quick. But JW in a bit of a tricky spot up close. Turned away to avoid the flashes. He's waiting for the call, and there it is. He peeks out, picks up one, and the flash just doesn't work for him. He's not going to get a second one. Kenny instead is going to wreck both defenders, and then Happy coming in from drop picks up another. But the damage is done. Kenny's only got 24 HP here. He's got the AK, so if he gets the headshots, it's going to be possible. But there's the smoke, and he's trying to force Fnatic's hand. Nice pop flash, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to actually capitalize off of it. Flusha peeks out and removes him.
Fnatic actually does this so well. Look at the difference between Fnatic and EnVy on their CT side here, right? Fnatic are just playing with 3 members on the B bomb side, managed to hold anyway, whereas EnVy needs all 4. So what is the difference there? Well, you saw their little sneak position coming in from JW. He only got that one. That I think it was a team flash that happened after he got the first one.
Yeah.
Ends up falling, and then overall, Olafmeister with 2 great kills. Yeah. It's just they just managed to hold EnVyUS away for the amount of time that Olafmeister requires to be able to rotate back and help out his team, right? Great job with the flashes that they only had as well. They only had like what, 2-3 flashes on the B bomb side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was so light on nades to begin with.
Yeah, it was a great hold. EnVy with another approach now, just instead of going B, trying to take over mid a little bit.
I think that's where it gets worrisome for EnVy as well. I mean, they're not going to really notice who gets the frags, but Olafmeister getting 2. He's had a bit of a slow start on the T side, so if he starts to wake up here, it could get nasty for the Frenchies. But NBK is going to remove Flusha, and Olafmeister up close holding. He spots it. He knows the information now from Flusha that at least one player is going to be pushing through here. Apex not expecting him to be that close, and double kill for Olafmeister. Picks off one of the flanks, and now EnVy, they're going to be in a bit of a worrisome situation here. Point blank shot from Olafmeister. He's not going to miss that one. That was gifted to him. And now it's all on Kyoshima in a 1v3. Again, he just keeps finding himself in these 1v3 situations. And if he can find the pick on Olafmeister, but the timing doesn't work, and now it's pretty much a lost opportunity. Exactly. He gets the wallbang onto Olaf, so that works out. Olaf nearly landing his first shot himself. But now Keo, he's got 30 seconds to find the second man, and Crims just peeks out from under balcony. Just a bit of an off angle there to catch him out.
Yeah, and I actually think you just nail it there. I don't think they're paying attention. You don't really pay attention to who kills you when you're playing the game. But when Olofmeister gets, I mean, here, 3 kills here from Olofmeister, and the second one there was just nasty, right?
Yeah.
So if he comes into play as well, Dennis is already, you know, playing really well for his team. If you get Olofmeister on point as well, it's going to be very difficult for EnVy here.
Well, he ended the half at like 8 frags, and now he's up to 14.
Yeah.
So, you know, just EnVy aren't thinking about it, but that's something that you guys at home should be definitely keeping an eye on. Is the Olofmeister train about to leave the station?
Mm-hmm. And EnVy with it's a half fight here. No nades, but you know they have one flashbang, AK Galil and Tech9s. Let's see what we can do with it here. I mean, you only have that one flash for basically, you know, to explode onto a bomb site.
Mm-hmm. So it's all into timing here. Kenny, he's going to have that ready to go. And they are getting right close. And there we go. Kenny's going to just try and put it deep. This is just, you know, the catch-all approach with this flash. Nothing tricky. Just put it out onto the site.
Look at the difference here for Fnatic now. You know, JW playing very aggressive last round when they hit B. Now very defensive. Just making sure that, yeah, okay, leave him the bounce if you want to, but you have Dennis there waiting for him as well.
And they're just, it's going to be such a hard shot to hit for EnVy with the pistols. They have to get in here, and they have to hit the shots immediately. And Crims is going to just tap away, pick up the one, gets overwhelmed in the end, and Dennis, he gets caught. It just falls apart so quickly, despite the good start for Fnatic and the ideal positioning. They aren't able to capitalize. Happy, though, in drop, going to get caught out by JW. But that bomb is planted now in EnVy. They have 2 guns to work with on top of the P250 for Kenny. Kenny can actually just sack himself. He can get in here, look for the angle, and there we go. Some shots going into Flusha. But Flusha comes right back and takes out Kiyoshima. So 2-on-2 now. And the deep nade going in. There's the flash. Kenny, though, not going to get the kill. JW just barely lives it. NBK somehow NBK whiffs it. They both have kits, so Fnatic, they have all the time for the defuse. But that is not what I expect to see from NBK. He is usually the man who's just so consistent in those kinds of situations for EnVy, just hitting that 100% shot. And this time, he wasn't able to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, Fnatic taking their sweet time. JW and Flush are just working together, getting flash forward. I mean, the flash didn't even hit Kenny, ends up going down. NBK is the one. It's the person with the weapon. He should be the one taking the long distance duels, not the ones with the pistol, right? You want to again. I would say that was EnVyUS round to lose there, right there. Yeah, Fnatic, great retake, but it would have never happened if EnVyUS just played a little bit more safe, right?
Yeah, I think it's the first start where Happy decides to peek out from Connector. You get that blood up, you're just looking for that easy frag, right? Because JW's not looking, but then the fact that JW pulls a 180, takes out Happy, he doesn't have to worry about his back anymore. He can just focus on the site. And well, he had a fantastic round. 3 kills for JW to bring it back. The last 2 in the round as well. And now, well, Flusha looking to get lucky through that smoke. Not going to hit the timing, but that nade is going to be pretty good. Does a little bit of damage there to Apex. That's going to be frustrating.
Same thing here again from EnVy, just taking over mid.
Yeah,
probably have the approach where I was like, well, Olofmeister, they got 3 that round. You know, we had it in the bag.
Exactly.
Let's just try the same thing again.
And this time they catch out Flusha.
Yeah. Same
Once
thing,
again,
actually
same
happened
thing.
again, yeah.
Olaf, though, he's going to change it up. You got to love it. Last time he was sitting in front of apartments. This time he goes into underpass, but this time Keo wins the duel. So Olofmeister show, it's over, and they stack up for Kenny. He knows the second man is below balcony as well, so no cheap shots coming in from Crims this time. Just hard frags. Double kill for him, but it's not going to be enough. Well, yeah, now for JW, it's a bit of a tall task. He spots the man close, at least, and gets a nice shot onto Happy. But a 1v2 crossfire situation and a fresh smoke going down that's going to funnel him onto balcony.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Fnatic's money, he shouldn't really go for this. Just try and maybe get one more kill and just run away. Yeah, I mean, I love the idea from EnVy where they're like, well, we tried it we tried it 2 rounds ago. It didn't really work out because Olofmeister, you know, he did a good job. He got 3 kills. He's not going to do it again. You're getting Flusha, the entry once more, leaving a 5-on-4 situation for EnVy, and then Olofmeister just ends up going down. And also, I mean, the team kill on Dennis from Crims. So yeah, I mean, because even though EnVy didn't win the force buy last round, they did so much economical damage to Fnatic, getting 3 kills, getting the bomb down. So now look at the money from Fnatic, right? They have nothing. They only have JW to work with here with the AK and a flashbang. So I wonder if we're going to see like maybe a cheeky boost here. Hopefully EnVy will be ready for it.
And yeah, and we saw that yesterday actually. Happy's got a really nice boost at the back, you know. But then Happy is going for the counter, exactly.
Yep.
This is what we saw yesterday. Happy's like, I dare you to boost. I double dog dare you.
I wonder if they actually thought about that, because you did see the little tendency there. It's like, oh, boost me. It's like, wait a minute. I remember I saw Happy's boost yesterday. Let's not do it.
That's, yeah, exactly. This is just thinking on your feet.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. And this is all off of info, exactly. You know, it's all off of info that you gathered throughout the matches yesterday. And so good little detail there for JW to be aware of, and he's not going to fall for the trap. Instead, it's going to be Envy, once again focusing on the A site. They've had success with it so far, so why change it up? This time, however, Crims is going to start things off by taking out NBK. So already the change in situation. Oh, so it's Crims and Olaf holding over on the A site, the deadly duo. Flusha is actually playing connector now, so that might throw Envy for a little bit of a loop, because they're like, why is Crims over here? Is it a stack? Is that what we're about to walk into? The mind game's working, and JW is going to get a kill on Keo. And Happy's taking a lot of damage. Apex as well, down to 22. They still have the rifle advantage, Envy, but they're so low versus pistols. They are vulnerable. Olafmeister peeks out with that USB, and he spots out Apex. And the smoke on connector there to block it off. But Kenny decides to press forward. He picks up the first one. He has no idea that Flusha's close, however. And Flusha, he's just waiting for that timing.
I'm surprised Happy didn't actually run up with him, because he's the one with the Molotov. He could just basically Molotov off the little drop zone there on the A bomb side, over their little balcony. Instead, he keeps it, maybe use it for the bomb if they were to hit the site and defuse.
It seems like he's going to get rewarded at least for holding the back line. No possible flank from Olaf, and Kenny, he wins the duel versus JW. That's the AK down. So you see Flusha dart forward to pick that up, but at this point, it's all about just keeping them on the side as long as possible. Maybe you get lucky and Kenny goes up with the bomb, but that's just not going to happen. Envy, they're going to be able to back off and save 3 guns.
Yeah, it was actually, if Crims would have gotten that kill there on one more kill onto the A bomb side, I mean, Envy would just end up losing ground. They actually took a gamble there. Fnatic was just leaving Crims there all by himself. He ends up going down, and then for Apex, taking control anyway. I mean, he was low. He had 38 HP, I think, left. Ends up just storming the bomb site anyway, getting a few shots on the balcony guy, and just getting control. If he wouldn't have done that, Fnatic would just be able to rotate, get the bomb site under control, and you potentially would have just ended up losing the round, right? So great job by Apex.
I think that's also quick thinking from Envy, because Keo getting picked off on Plateau, you may think, oh no, he died. Well, that's silly, but he spotted 2 players on the B site when he died.
And he spotted JW with AK.
So it's just like, okay, Envy, they just got that info. Crims might have thrown them for a loop at the beginning, but Keo dying and getting the info like that probably saved Envy in that round. So just all devil in the details, right? Devil in the details, and well, Fnatic, they want to go for the, well, they just go for the force here. They've got the 3 rifles, a shotgun on JW, but that works out just fine for him. And a UMP on Flusha, who is also one of like the SMG masters in this game.
Yeah, we do see. They also have two kits and 2 mollies as well, so.
Well,
that's the position from Flusha, though. When you have an SMG, you don't want to really hold like that, because you will just end potentially.
Well, you got Olafmeister here to make up for it. Easy as that. 3 kills for Olaf. Makes it look good. And Keo with the double spray. Brings it back. Olafmeister just close enough to save it, though. But Keo, he did the best that he could. He just wasn't able to bring it back that time.
I love the teamwork from Fnatic. Okay, Flusha, just go and die, and then I'm just going to get a full kill.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, you have an SMG. It doesn't really matter. Don't worry about it. Don't do any damage whatsoever. It's okay.
That's the first big round we've had from Olaf in a while, though. You know, he got to that 14, and you start to think about it, okay, as the beginning, and you know, he's having these big rounds where it's just like 3K, 4K.
Yeah, but we need the 1K, 2K rounds where he's just like very silent but doing damage.
Where he's consistent. But this is, I mean, this is the opportunity here for Fnatic. Envy are willing to go for the buy. So they have some Tech 9s. They're going to play off that AK here on Apex, and they have some nades as well. So let's see if they can actually get something out of this. JW holding close with the swag. This might be a bit of a problem. Because as they come around that corner, Kiyoshima, he's going to be, well, a face full of bullets, really. And there we go. Flashes out. JW completely flashed. Perfect flash timing. 2 kills there. They spot Crims at the back of the penthouse as well, and Kenny's going to find the wall bang on him. So EnVyUS, just this is why B side is just a nightmare for CT. They come rushing out, and with good coordination, you just get overwhelmed so quickly if the first man doesn't have an impact.
So much of a gamble, though, from JW. I don't know if he expected Envy to just save, or if they were just expecting like a regular buy. But his positioning after getting that flashbang, he did nothing, right? Just ends up going down, and he is basically the first line of defense on the B bomb. So when he goes down, everything just falls to place for Envy. And Crims actually did not have enough money to actually buy a head armor. So you saw there, he actually got gushed.
He got gushed.
The backup B bomb side.
Oh no, Olaf, cheeky bugger. No save for him. Flusha only the one here, saving with the AWP. But you're right. I mean, that's just like JW things, though, man. He does stuff sometimes.
I mean, it is a gamble. You know, that's the thing. That's what he's known for taking gambles. And at that round, it didn't really pay off. That flashbang just wrecked him. If the flashbang wouldn't have come, he wouldn't have gotten a 2 kill there.
Well, now it is going to be the force buy from Fnatic to hold EnVyUS off of map point. And, well, EnVyUS, they have everything they need. All of the rifles. Kenny isn't even going for an AWP. He's just willing to be fast, fleet-footed, get in there fast. And Envy, again, they're hoping for Fnatic to make the mistake of trying to go aggressive. See, you see them spread out across A early on, and then it's the buddy system going into apartments to clear that out to see if they can find flush up. But this time it's only Olofmeister holding over on the A site. Fnatic decide to stack up 4 players on B. They really badly want to catch somebody out here on EnVyUS side, maybe get a rifle to work with. But Apex charging forward, he's going to clear out the initial halls. Nice pop flash from Kenny, or rather from Olofmeister. That forces Kenny back, but that doesn't really give too much information apart from, okay, there's a man over here holding close. And Apex, he might be in for a bit of a rude surprise here. No, not going to run forward. No nades in hand. Olofmeister, you got a free kill that one time, but it's not going to happen again. Envy instead are going to change things up with 40 seconds left on the clock, and the timing is perfect. Keo peeks out, picks off Flusha, and now this is where it could all fall apart. Double spray for Keo, and he's still alive, and now he's got the AWP. He could be looking at the connector, but as smoke goes down to block him off. In the meantime, however, his teammates are getting wrecked. Dennis comes in, he gets a kill, but then he gets caught, and it's all down to Olofmeister rotating over from the A site. And he's coming in through drop. So 3 players alive here for Envy. They've got control of the site, and I think Apex just spotted Olof. No luck for Olof. Had he come in just a split second later, he might have had the element of surprise there, but now Envy, they know exactly where he's playing from.
Yeah, and great job by Envy. Apex actually taking so much control of the A hallway, where Olofmeister is like, oh, there's people here, yeah, so you gotta rotate back. And Fnatic actually taking the gamble again, second-guessing themselves, because they did have the stack on the B bomb side, rotating 2 members more over towards A, and that's when you saw the push coming in from Envy, getting Flusha completely off guard there. And look at the position now for all of Fnatic side. They have no control of the bomb side. They're just about to get back there on time, right? So great job by Envy, playing it very smart, and now you're in a point where they have match points. They have 4 match points.
Yeah, they have 4 map points. Map points. This is the best of 3. Just pointing that out, guys. Not best of 1 in the group phase. So, but this is perfect for Envy. And, well, just a complete and utter turnaround for them. A much better CT side from them from what we saw yesterday versus Liquid. And now on the T side, you're right, they're playing good, smart CS. And so, already keeping them guessing. Olofmeister right on the edge of this smoke, just putting shots through, hoping to get lucky. And it is a double play here from Fnatic, but it's not going to matter. Flusha will be able to turn it back around, though. He takes out Kenny, then he's going to get punished by NBK. And now this is where Envy, they just grind Fnatic out of this map. They're going to get control of all of these choke points. As Krim steps in, tries to do the best that he can, but it is a 1v3. And, well, he's only got the Deagle to work with. And, well, not a whole lot of health. Down to 7 HP here. And now Envy, they can get across, but it's not going to matter. Happy with the backstab in the end. Fitting end to this first map. And that is Envy going up 1-0 versus the Swedes, versus Fnatic, the Gangstas. They got shut down.
Yeah, I mean, keep that in mind as well. Envy did a great job on pistol rounds. They won both. They won the anti-ecos coming into both pistol rounds. So it was technically 6 rounds there. As you were saying in the beginning of the last half there, it's EnVyUS game to lose, right? And they didn't. They played really good. And, you know, props to Sean Garris.
Yeah, props to Sean Garris. We doubted him. We doubted him,
you know.
He actually made the right call.
NACS.
But let's go ahead and head over now to the analyst. Let's hear from Sean and what he has to say. What went into that accurate read?
Thanks very much, boys. Not just Sean. Jason said it as well. They were suggesting that it was just Sean that made the correct call.
Someone never gives me any credit whatsoever. We're supposed to be teammates.
In your face.
We've got a 3v3 this weekend, and he's over here praising Sean like the newcomer to the squad.
Is this happening? And has the gauntlet been thrown down?
It's happening.
We have the 3v3 again.
It's happening.
So
well, we might have to have a new replacement for Semler if he's not going to be part of the team. You know, he's got to be committed.
Yeah.
He's like half French, and he's not quite there with us.
I mean, the European roster may be in trouble as well because Anders is currently unwell. By the way, guys, if you're wondering why he's absent on the couch, he has just been a bit under the weather, so hopefully we'll be having him back ASAP. But for now, we have to talk about this game, and I mean, a really great game to dissect. You guys had so much to say just throughout it. And I mean, the first point I want to bring up was that kind of, I'm going to describe it and dub it as a kooky couple of just pistols coming in from Envy.
Yeah, Envy won both pistol rounds. They won that eco round, I guess.
That
round. Eco round.
When that's the round.
They heavy stacked middle, and
yeah.
Happy just kind of sat back and baited everyone for a while. And even Filter was like, I would be so mad if I was a T and there was a third guy just hiding in that corner. And literally, I was just describing that to Jason. I was like, that's unreal that he stayed in that corner the entire fight.
if he doesn't win that round, that's the thing. Like with that style is
Yeah.
like when you guys win it and when it looks successful, it's like
Yeah.
great, good job, happy. But like when they lose it, you're just like, why is he still baiting? Like that's the thing. It's like very precarious situation to be in. But I mean that round, the lead up to it, the pop flash,
Yeah.
the one in danger stairs, the crossfire in mid was such a beautiful setup out of them. And I mean you got to imagine too. You look at if they don't win that round. I mean the half was 8-7. So if they don't win that round, they're looking at like a 6-9 half.
Yeah.
The good thing about it at the end of the day is, again, they get their start off fairly well for themselves, and that's what I think is important on a team like EnVyUS, is they get the gears grinding very early on in the match, and they can use that momentum to carry them through the rest of the half, which, again, is where they sort of struggled to some degree in yesterday's match on Cbble.
Well, even dating back to some of the earlier French lineups, they're a team that's not known for doing well when they start tournaments in the morning. Their first matches of the day, if they're the first opening game, it's usually a little bit rough around the edges.
But this kind of warm-up kind of mindset, right, where they take some while to get into the groove and also to get their minds in check. Is that something that you've encountered as well?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Players do not like playing the early morning matches for sure.
Like grumpily, groggily getting up.
Especially if you have like a late match. But these guys played early yesterday. They should have no problem coming in the morning and playing the first match. EnVyUS definitely looked like the better team that match, but they also had a lot of holes. That match really could have gone either way. Every round was extremely close. Yeah. I think EnVyUS's T side right there won it for them. They won a couple force buys where they hit the B bomb site, but their A default was extremely strong. Olaf saved Fnatic twice, I believe. Couple monster rounds, but EnVyUS kept doing this. Here it is right here. They just did a slow default towards the A halls. They'd molly off the close corner, flash off. They'd trap Flusha in the staircase in mid right here, and every time they would just pinch him from mid and halls. And this is what I was referring to. People don't recognize EnVyUS as this slow default team, and this is something new that they recently added to their arsenal, and they're extremely good at it. Like look at how they're clearing all these angles. They're double peeking, they're jiggle peeking, they're molotoving, they're flashing. They're pushing Fnatic back into situations that they're not comfortable in.
Yeah, and especially Flusha in those halls. I mean, he got caught out like 2 or 3 rounds, and like 2 of them were like back-to-back. Like back-to-back gun rounds where he got trapped like that by MBK, and that's when I think you either bring a second player there with him, or you just say, okay, Flusha, don't do that setup, don't go there. Yeah. I mean, you're just they isolated him so efficiently, and yeah, I mean, it was Olaf. I think he had 2 rounds there where he saves him with triple kills, and like that's not going to work every time.
Yeah. So what Fnatic likes doing on CT side, which is what EnVyUS was taking advantage of, they play 3 people towards the B bomb site, and Olaf will spot mid early, smoke it, maybe look over the smoke for some info, and then go play in the connector. So EnVyUS, knowing that, can pinch Flusha in the halls round after round and after round, and that's what they did.
And Flusha, of course, had a nightmare because of it. He was really kind of struggling to make frags happen, especially on that side. Another point I wanted to raise, of course, was the JW discussion. Of course, such a prominent AWPer, however, on Cbble, he has this love of the shotguns. We saw, I mean, Mag 7, the sword off came out, the auto shotty came out.
He got a double kill with the auto shot.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what I'm saying. But like, I mean, why is no one else doing it if one of the players and one of the best teams in the world is running around with shotguns on Cbble?
I think you do see it a little bit more on CT side Cbble now.
I mean, yeah, you max 7 and drop.
It's one of those things where it's like, just one more tool if we want to have some kind of a force buy. It's not like you're severely hampered by having a shotgun. Very effective in that spot. Also, I mean, the way JW uses it so frequently, and even sometimes you see players using it even when they have money, is it just turns into a bank for the rest of your team. If anyone needs an AK-47, all of a sudden they have all this shotgun bonus money building up. So, I mean, it's a tool that's starting to get used more and more.
I think what was interesting as well, since we're on the topic of JW, we could discuss oppers a little bit more, was the op quite a few times on that CT side was getting tossed over away from JW, which again is understandable because the op can be to some degree a little bit more of an awkward weapon with the way that EnVyUS were playing their T side to some degree, but it doesn't go over to, I think you touched on this, it doesn't go over to Olafmeister, which you would consider, and we've seen it in other matches to where he can be a fairly capable fragger with an op, but it goes over to someone else instead.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. We have to, of course, then turn our attention to map 2. It's going to be on Inferno. So far, so you guys are on 100% prediction correctness. But talk to me about Inferno, how this one's going to play out.
This is where the gamble. This is a big gamble by Fnatic. That I mean, dropping that first map and now they go into Inferno. Yeah, they're strong on it, but this is the map that Envy plays to their strengths. So they're so good on these force buys, so good on these half buys. We saw it against Fnatic on Cbble. They won a couple of them, but even if they don't win them, they're doing damage to the economy. They're putting in positions that when they do win that gun round, it's an immediate reset. It's an immediate economy is just shattered, and that's Envy's strength on Inferno. So I mean, this is that gamble now that Fnatic's playing, where if they take Mirage on this map, you feel much more comfortable saying this is going to go to a third map. But I mean, Envy, this could be a 2-0 if Fnatic's not very careful, if they don't start out their CT side very strong.
A 2-0, Sean. What about you? Coming into Inferno, I mean, you've of course looked deeply into both these teams and how they structure their Inferno. Who do you feel has the edge?
I would definitely give the edge to EnVyUS again.
Okay.
I called before the series started to you guys. I thought it would be a 2-0. I don't like Inferno as a map pick for Fnatic. I think they would have been the favorites if they picked Mirage, in my opinion, or Dust 2 for that matter. So there's 2 maps they could have picked that they would have fared better on in my eyes than Inferno.
Okay.
So I think maybe they're testing the waters here maybe for later in the tournament, because I think they'll still manage to like play EnVyUS later on in the tournament maybe. But this is not a good map pick for them.
Okay, so more mind games with these map picks as opposed to being the ideal setup, you'd say, for Fnatic. Calling it 2-0. What about you, man? Predictions and your...
I think actually, I think Thorin made a really good point on Twitter earlier when he mentioned that now Fnatic with this new roster, they're feeling a lot more power, and they used to be, again, really, really strong on a map like Inferno, and they're kind of going back to that now. They already have, at the moment, a currently flawless record on their CT side. T side is not so much, but with that kind of strength that they've been working with previously, I think this is why they've started to go over towards it. They're going to leave Mirage towards the 3rd map.
Okay, so kind of confidence perhaps again. Yeah. Blue representing... I just realized you are rocking a blue shirt today as well, dude. I don't know how it looks.
2 for 2.
It took me that long. Have you got a third blue shirt?
He thought this through.
Oh, okay.
Well,
just to clarify, I think you're under the impression that I'm picking EnVyUS to win this map. I'm going to take Fnatic winning Inferno. I just think that that's the gamble that Fnatic's taking here. This is a very scary sequence of maps for them, but I think Fnatic's going to win it.
Only one of us can get 100% of the matches right, Jason.
Only one.
He's very scared of saying 100%. Don't talk to him about 100% because he's like,
my 100% bet yesterday worked out well.
That's the first time.
It's only once.
The first time I've ever.
And that was I didn't call 100%. I said there's 0% chance. I went the other way.
I mean that. Okay, maths
like
is hard here on the sofa or couch, depending on what side of the pond you sit. For now, though, we're going to have a little look at what Envy had to say. We spoke to them earlier on.
I'm happy. I play for Team EnVyUS, and we've been together for almost 6 months. I think 2 opponents, I would say first LG, because we have a revenge to take on, and Fnatic, because there is always this kind of rivalry between us. It's always fun to play, and it's always interesting. Liquid had the roster change just 2 days before. I don't know what they will do, but it's not really good. And Conquest is a bit an underdog, so we don't really know what to expect from them. We made a roster change 6 months ago. We swapped 2 players with Titan. We have been pretty much successful since the beginning. Again, on paper, we are top 3 team in the world, so I'd say top 3.
You heard it there from the in-game leader himself. On paper, we are the best team in the world. And I mean, defending major champions, that's definitely what you need to do to prove your worth and to kind of make that very clear how you feel coming into this game. Of course, it's going to be 250,000 on the line during this this season, and they're going to be getting step by step closer as these maps continue. They have managed to get a little bit of a step in the right direction with that win on Cbble. Now we have to talk a little further about Inferno. So, you said already you studied both of them and you favor Envy on this one. Maybe you could just explain a little bit more about why you feel they have the edge, if that's not too complicated.
I don't think Fnatic has enough on their T side right now to grind out rounds against EnVyUS once their economy starts breaking down.
Okay.
I think EnVyUS does have a very predictable CT side as far as Fnatic knows the smoke timings that they're going to go by.
Right.
But they're still so hard to wait that out and get those opportunities, make sure everyone's in the right spots. And I don't know if Fnatic's been together long enough to do that right now.
So who in your book has like one of the strongest, or if not the strongest T side on Inferno? Because this is something we've seen teams already, just at this event alone, have some trouble with. We've seen, an abundance of CT rounds on Inferno, stacking up to the double digits. What's a team that really is kind of proficient on T side Inferno?
Honestly, EnVyUS.
Yeah.
EnVyUS. They have awesome
Okay.
A hits, B hits, rap hits, lane hits. Like they can go anywhere, which is why they're so dangerous on T side.
It's not even their executions either. It just comes down to how good they are on eco rounds, on low economy rounds. They're just so talented with it, and that's something you have to be good at on T side Inferno. Like even if they're not winning them, you have to be able to get those kills And they're probably the best team at running through smokes. I mean, that's the thing. If they're ever going to execute through smokes, they love doing that. They did it at the major, and they just rolled all over Na'Vi. Or not at Cluj, but in Cologne. So quite a ways back.
Oh, wow, a little while.
But, I mean, it's also, you know who else is a pretty decent T-side Inferno is Luminosity. Is a good T-side Inferno.
Na'Vi too, yeah.
The point you made before, Jason, when it was Conquest Fnatic on Inferno, you said Fnatic are just going to have, like, they said a stop sign everywhere, but explicitly you said they're going to make it very difficult to access
B. It's going to be more of a
B.
yield sign against EnVyUS.
Yeah, exactly. But you said that it's, you know, B is going to be a site that they're just not allowed to go to. They're basically locked out of half the map. What's going to be different here? What are EnVy going to be doing that kind of counters this Fnatic? You said it was all-off and this kind of occasionally this double pairing as well.
Well, one thing EnVy does really, really well in the choke points on Inferno is the way they stagger flashbangs. So, like, throw a flash and, like, throw one half a second afterwards. So when the player turns to dodge that flashbang, he comes back after he hears it pop, and there's a second one, like half second later, that doesn't even know it's coming. And that's very good at just giving the, you know, Apex or Keo, the two guys coming in first, so, you know, just that little bit of time they need to adjust coming through the smoke, to grab vision, and to take their shot. So, you know, they're very good at things like that. And then, I mean, just like I mentioned, just they make, and this is something they mentioned when this team first started forming, and I'm not sure how much they're still sticking to it. You might be able to have some insight. Is, you know, Happy as this tactical leader, but they have Apex, who's like his right-hand man. So Apex, they said, was the one who makes the call, like, when to actually execute. When he feels comfortable leading the way through that smoke, he's the one who's like, all right now, let's do it. It's not Happy
because he's
saying,
not
all right, go now.
force. He's not being like thrown into the site when he's not comfortable.
Right.
He makes that call like, I'm ready now. This is it.
Like, or I feel like maybe the way a smoke lands, maybe the way it pops, maybe just if whatever sense he has, he's like, this is when I want to go, and everyone is on his hip. Like and that's where you didn't see him, you know, back in like Titan, where he didn't feel confident that he was going to have people coming in and trading, and all of EnVy is just going in with him.
And most of EnVyUS too, just to go off on another point for a moment, most of EnVyUS are looking extremely strong. And another player, which I don't believe we've touched on as of yet, NBK, specifically on Cash yesterday versus Liquid, was like an absolute monster. I think he had like 80% of his kills were all completely accurate headshots that he managed to pull off onto his opponents. So on a map here like Inferno, where you do have those kind of tight angles to work against, like you're pushing in from B, you players at spools, you players sign up hiding behind first oranges and whatnot, that might be a little bit more difficult to take down initially. If NBK is going to bring that kind of accuracy into this game, that's just another factor which allows NBK to make that progress on the T side and eventually break down Fnatic's CT side.
I'm glad you mentioned NBK because he's one of those players when you think of like the best bomb site B holders on Inferno. Like NBK's
it's Crims and NBK.
Yeah, and I mean,
I would put Happy and NBK up against Olaf and Crims.
Would you?
On B side Inferno, yeah. They're pretty much both the same.
I mean, yeah, NBK's just a beast in it. He's just one of those players that's like, all right, he's going to get his.
Or, you know, just put a Deagle in Happy's hands and see what happens as well. I don't need to remind anyone about that one.
I would love to hear anher Semmler cast. That cast was so brilliant at that round. I would love it.
The vocal cords just like, what on earth is happening?
Sounded like he was opening a Christmas present.
I'm just hoping to be blessed with Fiffler and controlling the cam again in game.
Oh, such incredible camera work, actually. Truly. You were just kind of really upset that you didn't know how to clear the smiley face.
Yeah, like, you could just click spacebar. He was just drawing over it.
He's old, in case you didn't hear that one. That was his statement. Right, boys, you've already made it clear your predictions, but just one more time, recap for everyone at home to let us know their predictions for this one. Starting with you then, Blue. In Blue.
It's going to be a tough one, but I think I'm going to stick with my original prediction that I was going to see, and I'll say Fnatic will take this one.
Okay. Going to see a third, Sean?
Nope. EnVyUS.
Okay. Jason.
Fnatic.
Okay, so we two people on the desk, couch, love seat, whatever you want to call it, are thinking we're going to be seeing ourselves a third. And what we're going to go is ahead and the team to guide you through this one to see if we are going to see a third map is two men that need no introduction. Semmler and Faflaren, take it away.
Thanks, Alex.